Hey yo, what's going on everybody? Theloxusroxas here with another update video on Dead by Daylight. These notes came out about 11 o'clock this morning and I was out busy. I was out working, so I didn't be able to get those covered. So we're going to go over it now. And yeah, I did briefly read through them a little bit. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fixes for maps and Singularity mostly. But I did notably look at Nemesis. So we're going to get into that here in just a second. First off, we need to go over Singularity. Killer add-ons for the Singularity. Kids Ball Glove. Decreased overclock duration to 15% was 25%. I did feel like the overclock was kind of a little much there, but at the same time, I thought it was okay. But I'm kind of glad that they dumbed that down a little bit. So, looks like it's going to be used less. But Kids Ball Glove was, I think it was a green add-on, if I'm not mistaken, or was it a brown one? I'll have to go double check that, but yeah. That was the Kids Ball Glove. The foreign plant fibers. Changed rarity rating to very rare. Was rare. Now the foreign plant fibers I'm not very familiar with. I will probably pop something up on the screen, but apparently it was very used and became like a problem. So apparently it went up in rating and a little harder to get in the blood web. Cremated remains. Changed to survivor afflicted with temporal slipstream, suffered from blindness. Was killer instinct. I guess I can see the cremated remains becoming more of a staple for the Singularity because you can use it to make a good loop with them and or play good mind games with them now. So I see the cremated remains becoming kind of more useful. The nano machine gel. Changed rarity rating to rare, was very rare. Decreased broken status effect to 30 seconds, was 40. So that I think is going to be very useful. I see that being very useful with the cremated remains now. Denied requisition form. I'm not familiar with the denied requisition form either. I'll have to look into that one a little bit more. But apparently they changed it from very rare to ultra rare, so that's going to be very hard to get now. So, Soma Family Photo, changed rarity rating to very rare, was ultra rare. Reduction of overclock mode is now minus 20%, was 50%. Don't know how I feel about that one. Reduce the effect of overclock mode. Okay, so they're changing it to be, it's going to be, instead of it wasting 50% of the time, it's going to only reduce that by 30. So that's kind of cool. Iridescent crystal shard. Changed to when a biopod is created, the auras of all survivors within 6 meters of the biopod are revealed to you for 6 seconds. Was applied within the zone of the biopod. Okay, so when a biopod is created, the auras of all survivors within 6 meters of that biopod are revealed to you for 6 seconds. Okay, so for each meter being there's a second, that's kind of cool. So you get a little bit more information above that. That's really nice. Nemesis. I did notice that Otstarva, one of the top Dead by Daylight content creators out there, noticed that the damaged syringe, which is a brown add-on for Nemesis, is now better than I think it's the plant fibers or the area fiber plant one, apparently. So let's go over this. Damaged syringe. Increased time it takes survivors to use a vaccine by 5 seconds. Used to be 2 seconds, and killer instinct was increased killer instinct by 1.5 seconds. So that seems pretty good for a brown add-on, to be honest. And I'm gonna be saying Nemesis probably is gonna run that for a little while. Bug fixes, bots, fixed additional rare issues with survivor and special items. Tentatively fixed an issue where bots were unable to use the perk scavenger correctly. Characters fixed an issue that caused survivors who walk or crouch while standing in the torment trail to remain in the standing position animation during the trial against the executioner. The Nightmare is now able to correctly place stream pallets on a location previously holding a fragile pallet. Okay. I'm assuming the fragile pallet is the survivor's anniversary ability right now. Platforms. Fixed a crash on PlayStation 5 when browsing the store. Fixed a crash on Steam when joining a party. That's really nice to know, because you guys know that I play Steam and PS4 every now and then. Fixed an error that would occur when loading into the Autohaven Records map on the Epic Games Store version of the game. That's interesting. Twisted Masquerade. When the Twisted Masquerade pillar disappears after the exit gate or hatch opens, the proper disappearance visual effects are now correctly played. Masquerade pillar is now despawned when the hatch or exit gate open. When a killer interacts with the invitation pillar, the regular interaction icon is now displayed. As the Twins Masquerade invitation change UI now updates correctly when switching from Victor to Charlotte. Survivors downed while interacting with the pillar can now correctly be picked up by the killer. Okay, so apparently that was an issue for a while. I didn't know that was much of an issue. The UI. Fix the HUD invitation icon. Reward state opacity to be independent of the chase state when gaining the reward. And fixed an issue that caused a sound effects loop when using a controller and the archive tier purchase pop-up. So it must have been a sound effects loop when you're using a controller to purchase tiers in the archive. Interesting. Miscellaneous. The Adept Singularity achievement is now correctly unlocked when completing a trial inside a biopod. The Game of Foot perk now correctly activates the Nemesis perk. The Nemesis perk. Okay, Nemesis as in the Oni perk that changes obsession whenever you get stunned. Okay. The Survivor perk made for this endurance effect no longer triggers after using an anti-hemorrhagic syringe on another survivor. Level design. Fix an issue where the hook can be blocked by the killer in the Toba landing. I think I know which one. I think that was the one outside the ship, or that was right beside it, or in it. Fix an issue where Wesker can slide on top of crates in Sheltered Woods near the Skull Merchant. I personally never experienced this when I was playing Wesker on Sheltered Woods, but I did see a couple people tweet about this, so that's good to know that he was fixed on that. Fix an issue where the stairs in the back of the main building and the area of crows didn't feel smooth. Did feel a little bit janky when you were going up them. Fix an issue where the nurse could get stuck in the West Wing basement of the Raccoon City Police Department. That is actually very funny to think about. Sorry for all those nurse mains out there, but that's very funny to think about. Passed on the Toba landing to improve the navigation. Added lockers in Toba landing. More lockers. So Dredge is going to be probably a little bit more key to get around now. That's nice to know. Fix an issue where the killer can get stuck in the Temple of Purgation map. I did see that you can get stuck. I think it's in the basement of the Temple of Purgation. No, it is anywhere on that map, actually, now that I think about it. Because I was playing customs the other night with one of my friends. Well, some of my friends, I should say. And we got stuck in one of the one of the places and we couldn't move. Known issues: the Singularity add-on Nano Machine Gel has still the old text description. Singularity's add-on Kids Ball Glove still has the old text description. Singularity's add-on the Soma Family still has the old description, and the Soma family photo has an incorrect time value for the overclock mode, minus 80% instead of 20%. So overall, a lot of bug fixes for a lot of add-ons, especially to the Singularity. A lot of his add-ons did feel a little unbalanced and a little weird. So I'm glad that they switched them around to give them like the proper ratings, and definitely decrease the overclock duration time by like 10, because that was a little insane. Because myself, when I was using the Kids Ball Glove, was kind of like, this is lasting for a long time. So it's interesting to note that when I was looking at Otz's tweet and video earlier when he came out with this, I'm like, are they trying to make Nemesis's worst perks better than his better perks, or what are they doing? What are you doing, behavior? But that was the 7.0.2 bug fix patch, and hopefully you guys enjoyed. Remember to subscribe if you're new. I will be covering more bug fixes as they come out, and I will hopefully have a video out for you guys soon on Dead by Daylight.